Hey, Spring Valley Warriors, this is Dr. Ching with just some reminders about expectations for the playground, the fields, during recess, and during lunch. Like always, we should remember that in all things we want to rock. So we should have respect for our fellow classmates and other kids at the school. We should have ownership. We should be proud of our campus. We should be proud of our school and act like we're proud and that this is a special place. We should have citizenship, so we should care for one another. We should make sure we're abiding by the rules, we're listening, we're not doing anything that would harm others or harm ourselves. And lastly, we are kind. So if someone is in need, we help them out. If someone's on the buddy bench and they need someone to play with, we help them out. If someone needs assistance in getting to an adult, we help them. We pick up trash. We keep our campus beautiful. We do all these things out of kindness. So we want you to always rock. If you're following those things, all the rules will fall into place. You don't have to worry. But here's just a couple of reminders of things that we're looking for that you can help us out with. First, when it comes to tetherball, the rules are pretty simple, okay? The rules are one person serves, just like you would in volleyball, but you hit it around the pole. And the other people, or the other person, usually it's just two people, tries to hit it the other way around the pole. The first one to get it around is the winner. But you can't do things like grab somebody, bump into somebody, hang on the ball, grab the ball. You can't do any of those things. You guys have been doing a good job playing tetherball. On the swings, no matter what age you are, we take turns. If all the swings are occupied, we count to 100 and then we swap turns. And when we're up there, we don't walk behind or in front of the swings, so we're very careful on that. When it comes to the monkey bars in the playground area, we don't want to stand on poles. We don't want to grab anybody. If we're sliding down the slide, we go one at a time and we're not crawling up. And we got to keep those wood chips in the playground area. So no throwing wood chips out of that area. When it comes to the blacktop, we want to make sure if we're doing hula hoops or jump ropes, there's a safe distance for everybody. We want to make sure if we're playing basketball, we're being inclusive and we're playing by the rules of basketball. And we're not hanging on the rim. The small basketball hoop is actually reserved for the younger kids and the bigger ones for the bigger kids. So those are some rules to remember out there. When it comes to the field, one of the biggest things we see a lot of times is playing soccer or playing any kind of sports. Sometimes people put their hands on each other too much. Never any tackling, never any wrestling or roughhousing or anything like that. We want to be kind. We want to respect other people and respect those rules. When it comes to Gaga ball, it's very important that you play by the rules in Gaga ball, and we don't want a lot of arguing. Sometimes that gets out of hand. Always remember that yard duty is there to help and support. And if it gets to the point where we're getting so competitive that we're arguing and yelling and things like that, we're just going to shut it down for the day. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're playing by the rules. So everyone starts by touching the wall. The game begins by throwing the ball into the center of the pit. When the ball enters the pit, we wait for the first two bounces. And on the third bounce, the ball's in action. Once the ball's in play, any player can hit the ball with an open or closed hand. If a ball touches the player below the knee, he or she is out and leaves the pit. If it hits above the knees, the play continues. If the ball is caught on the fly, the player who hit the ball is out. Players cannot hold the ball. And the last one standing following those rules is the winner, and then we start all over. So those are the main rules of Gaga ball, okay? So sometimes people make up rules. Those are the rules. All right, if you need any questions or you have any questions on that, just reach out to us. All right, so there are some off-limit zones on campus. Okay, we don't want to be in front of room 21 and 22, distracting those classes. All right, so we want to be away from that. We don't want to be behind the bathrooms where you can't be seen. We don't want to be in the garden area unless you're supervised by a teacher. We don't want to be on the hill behind the play area. and you can only go to the office if you have permission from yard duty. Okay. So those are the off-limit areas. We want everyone to be very respectful of yard duty and our staff out there. So if they direct you to do something, we listen. Okay. So yes, ma'am, or no, ma'am, and we listen and we're respectful. Okay. We don't want to get in arguments with them. If there is a misunderstanding, you can always talk to them later. Okay. One-on-one, not in the heat of the moment. All right. And if you're instructed to sit on the wall because of a violation, you got to listen to that. All right. And if that happens multiple times, you could lose a lunch and we might end up having to talk to your parents. But we can avoid those things by making sure we're respectful, we have ownership, we have citizenship, and we are kind. You guys do a great job. The only last thing I would say is when you're in that lunch line, please be patient and please keep spacing with people and keep that noise level down. And eating is restricted to the eating area. So don't take food anywhere else. And that's mostly because we want to keep that mess in one area. Clean up your area, clean up the trash. Let's keep Spring Valley beautiful. Those are just your reminders. Thanks, everybody. Thank you for rocking Warrior Heart, Warrior Spirit, Warrior Mind. Go Warriors.